I asked the guys about win totals from a certain level. And I'll just use, let's say your team had 6 wins last year. You think they can get 9 this year. That's a +3 on win totals. And we'll do the opposite side of this tomorrow on who drops the most. And I asked the guys 5 teams that you think their win total improves the most this year. Brownie,
yep.
Show me what you have to start things off today. 5 teams that you think the win total jumps up this year.
I got 4 teams that jump by 3 games, and then I've got a 4-game jump in there as well.
Oh, see, I couldn't find anybody I thought jumped 4. And LT, I'll tell you one thing. I told Brown before the show. I said, in my head, I looked at everybody's record last year, and I was like, that's pretty much how I think they finished this year.
That's about where they are, huh?
Except for some who fall
I
way
thought we
off.
were just so it's got to be three or more wins.
No. It's just any win
improvement.
total.
Okay,
That's
any
right, improvements in
yeah.
college football. Yeah.
Yeah.
So give me your list, Brown.
All right, so I'm going to unveil them all at the same time here. I think BYU, Auburn, Utah, and Miami all improved by 3. BYU was a 5-loss team last year. I think they can at least get to 8 wins in the Big 12 this year. Auburn is the one that is, I can't decide if I'm 8 or 9 on Auburn, but I went ahead and put them at 9. Utah was an 8-win team. I think Utah can get to 11 wins this year.
Wow.
Miami was a 7-win team. I think Miami can get to 10 wins this year.
Wow.
And then Nebraska is a 4-win team from last year. I think Nebraska can get to 8 wins.
Were they 4 or 5? I think they were 5.
They might have been 5. Either way, is this
5.
regular season only? Am I getting bowl games here too?
Regular season only.
Regular season. I'm going to stick with Nebraska.
Yeah, +4.
Yeah, +4 for Nebraska.
Surprising, Brownie, that couple on
we
your,
had some crossover.
Yeah, on your list, my list as well.
And mine.
And Lance's as I'm looking now.
Yeah, I will tell you, for me, Nebraska was the first one I thought of from 5 to 8, and I went +3 there. But I couldn't find anybody I thought that went +4.
Yeah, I put Nebraska at 9 wins. That's why I had them +4. Yeah,
and I think 9's realistic.
Well, it is.
But looking at their schedule, I had them at +3. I think TCU is you get a little Big 12, by the way, in mind. TCU, a 5 to 8 for me is a possible jump. That's still a talented roster, and I think they get a little bit better this year. A couple of 3-win teams just get bowl eligible.
I thought about Baylor.
Baylor 3 to 6. I think Baylor improves in the new Big 12. Pittsburgh 3 to 6, +3 there. And then I'm with you. I go Utah 8 to 11.
Well, I mean, Utah
+3.
was 8 wins because their starting quarterback was supposed to be back every week, and he never was.
Yeah.
And I am going to assume he's back.
He is back.
I mean, I kept hearing that last year, but I think it's real this year, right?
Yeah, he is back.
So I'm going to say Cam Rising is back. Cam Rising is playing, and that is going to be the difference for Utah in at least 3 games.
Yeah. So LT, give us your list there.
Well, a lot of mine's year 2 stuff. I mean, you look at Hugh Freeze. I think in year 2, I think he is going to go from 6 to 9 wins. I think Auburn's going to be really good this year.
I had them 6 to 8, so they didn't make my top 5.
It was going to be 8 or 9.
That's a tough one.
Miami, I've got them from 7 to 10. You've got an elite quarterback. You have 0 excuses. And I also believe Damian Martinez in that backfield is going to be huge for the Hurricanes. Nebraska, if you look at Matt Rule, what he's done, Temple from 2 wins in year 1 to 6 wins, +4. Even better from Baylor, 1 win to 7 wins, +6. And Nebraska, 5 wins. I'm going to take it to 7 just because the schedule still is difficult. Utah with Cam Rising back, I think that says it all, 8 to 10. And then Virginia Tech with 21 returning starters. I think they're going to be sneaky good this year. I've got them from 7 to 9.
I thought about Virginia Tech, but then the only reason I put Virginia Tech is I'm wondering how much you've influenced me on that, because you've said a lot about Virginia Tech. You think it's a rebound year for them.
That's what I was about to ask, is what are you seeing? The returning starters is what you're seeing.
Yeah. And you know, Drones ended up being a really good quarterback at the end of the year, but I mean, you got 21 returning, and the way they closed out the season, I think Virginia Tech's going to be good.
Okay, who do you hate off of Brown's list? Let's as Nancy taught me way back years ago, Rockstar's wife.
Blow holes.
Let's blow some holes into
the only
this.
one, BYU. I just don't know how good BYU is going to be.
Well, they were a 5-win team. I think Kalani Sitake, by and large, has been an 7, 8 win coach.
Check out that schedule.
Well, it's a Big 12 schedule.
Yeah, and and to Andy Staples' point with us earlier, you can get it wherever you get your podcast, including Spotify and at Apple. There's a lot of cannibalism that could happen in the Big 12. There are a lot of teams that are alike, it seems.
Here you go. If you want to do the schedule, let's just do it real quick. Southern Illinois, they win. They're at SMU. That is a tough game for them.
Yep.
But
they're going to be underdogs.
Not a guaranteed
Let's
loss.
just go with underdogs.
Right.
So 1-1.
At Wyoming.
They're 2-1.
Kansas State, they probably lose.
Yeah, 2-2.
At Baylor, I think they win.
Yeah,
It's a
3-2.
tricky game, though.
Yeah,
It
it's a
is.
tricky game. Bye week, Arizona at home.
We'll give them a win, 4-2.
Oak State at home, tough game.
I think that's a loss,
Yeah.
4-3.
At Central Florida.
4-4.
At Utah after a bye.
4-5.
Kansas at home.
Oof.
It's a tough game.
I would say 4-6. I think they'll be an underdog.
At Arizona State, I think is a win.
I think it's a win,
Houston
5.
at home, I would give them a win. That's
Yeah.
only 6.
Yeah,
I mean,
6 and 6.
I fall short there.
Yeah.
I mean, I had them finding 2 more
But
wins
who
in there.
knows?
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, and that's what the Big 12 is going to be this
Yeah.
year. You said the Big 12 was the don't erase that. We're going to got to give that to a little T here in a little bit. The big you said the ACC was intriguing to you.
It
I
is
think the
more
Big-
than ever.
The Big 12 could be equally as fun.
Oh yeah,
this
but
year.
it's always been fun. You know, I've always enjoyed watching the Big 12. It's been a competitive league, you know, and it will remain that way. I was just making the point that last year was the most I've enjoyed the Pac-12, maybe in my entire life.
Yeah. I mean, it was, to me, the best overall top to bottom season we've had.
And
in
I think
Pac-12.
the ACC, probably not to that level, but it has got a chance to be similar to that.
Yeah,
this
and we
year.
also knew the Pac-12 was going out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was
there
part of it.
something, you know.
But it was entertaining. I mean,
It was.
Washington was good. Oregon was good. USC they weren't good, but they were good at the start and they weren't good at the end. I mean,
Yeah,
you just
Arizona
had some
on a
intrigue.
given night
was,
could beat anybody.
yeah, super surprising. Utah was a little bit disappointing because of Cam Rising.
Washington State with Cam Ward was
That's right, it was good. I mean, it was just a fun conference.
And I'm hoping we'll get some of that Big 12 excitement late night that sort of fills the
I agree.
the Pac-12 after dark.